Hey there, beautiful soul. How are you feeling? I love you with my heart, with my soul, with every fiber of my entire being. How are you feeling right now, beautiful soul? So, I want to give you an energetic update. Okay, we're 4 days into our stay in Egypt. And on the 11th of March, okay, Friday evening, something incredible happened, and I want to share it with you. Okay, I was supposed to go into the Great Pyramid on the 10th of March, which was Thursday, and for the last weeks, months, it's been the 10th of March, at 11 o'clock at night, I'm going into the pyramid. Okay, all on my own with the lights off, and I'm just going to spend a good chunk of time in there. Okay, and no one else is going to come in there with me. It's just going to be me, lights off, blah blah blah. Okay, and I was pumped and excited like a little kid, because I've been trying to plan this for a couple of years to get that time and that space just to do some real important work, and it's never really worked out. And the reason it's never really worked out is because it wasn't supposed to happen until this time and space. Now, on the 10th of March, I was told that you're not going into the pyramid tonight. It's tomorrow night, which is the 11th of March. Now, I went into the pyramid on the 11th of March, okay, and things happened that I can't even begin to describe with words. But there's one thing that's really important. And before I share this with you, I found out when I came out of the pyramid from a friend who follows a guy that makes predictions on Twitter called @loop something or other, and he put a prediction that on the 11th of March something massive was going to happen at this location, and the location was the Great Pyramid at Giza, and it was going to be something for the spiritual awakening and the awakening of humanity. And you know what is happening as we kind of transition through the energies and these crazy and chaotic times on planet Earth, as we're regaining our sovereignty and our freedom. But I didn't know that this post had gone up until the day after I came out of the pyramid. Now, when I went into the pyramid, as I said, so many things happened, and I'm not going to go into all of them, but I want to just share one really important piece. I went down into the well, okay, and I only spent about 10 minutes in the well. In the well, I had to collect a sphere, okay, and I had to bring that sphere into my energy body and ground some codes down into the planet. I then went up into the Queen's chamber. I had to collect some codes from the Queen's chamber. I was in those two chambers for maybe 30 minutes in total, and then I went up to the King's. Now, when I went into the King's chamber, remember the lights are off, and if you've been into the Great Pyramid, you know, with the lights on, like most people do, then it's a certain experience. But as soon as you turn those lights off, the whole chamber becomes a universe, and with your eyes open, you're just seeing so much stuff. It's unreal. Now, I went into the sarcophagus, I laid down in the sarcophagus, I had some healing, various different things happened in there, which I will share later on, but it's not important for this video. I came out of the sarcophagus, I went and laid. As you come out of the sarcophagus, it's at one end of the King's chamber. I came out of the sarcophagus with the big open space. I walked into the middle and then back towards the left wall where the energy is the most potent. And I laid down on the floor like in a star position, and I'm looking up, and I bring my light out of my body. That's what I was guided to do. I've gone up through the upper chambers. Okay, there's more chambers up above the King's chamber. I've gone up through those chambers and up into a holographic capstone. When I've got into the holographic capstone, I've connected through a Cathara grid structure to the 12 universal stargates, and my light has traveled in a very specific format through the stargates and up through Stargate 12 into the primary light fields and the primary sound fields. I've had to do some work there. Then once I've done that, I've merged all of the universal stargates into one and brought them back into the capstone. Once I've done that, I've ground them back into my light body, and then this whole intricate web of Catharas has merged with my own energetic body. Once I did that, I shot straight back from the capstone back into my physical body. Now, when I wasn't asleep, I wasn't in a trance, I was meditating, I was fully aware. But when I sort of sat up after this experience, okay, I put the torch on my phone just for a second, and I'm facing the other way. My physical body is shifted, not 180 degrees, but about 170, 165 to 170 degrees, okay? Now, I didn't feel any shift in my physical body. Now, did my physical body turn 170 degrees, or did the King's Chamber turn 170 degrees? Now, if the King's Chamber turned 170 degrees, then whatever the King's Chamber was on or in must have turned, and that's the pyramid, and the pyramid is on the planet. So the planet, I truly feel, and from speaking to other sources since this experience, that there was a pole shift that took place whilst I was in the pyramid, a planetary and a cosmic pole shift. And for those of you that truly understand the mechanics and the architecture of the planet and the grids and what's been happening for billions of years, you know there's been multiple planetary shifts, cosmic shifts, pole shifts, and they've tipped us out of alignment. And we came back into alignment on the 11th of March. Now, this is huge because it has opened up many, many channels, gateways and doorways, and things have shifted to such an extent that the whole frequency of the planet has shifted. Okay, and this is going to affect humanity massively, and the global awakening and consciousness and humanity unifying together. It's just unbelievable. And I wanted to share that with you because it is so profound. And you might say, well, how come one human being can believes or knows or thinks that, he could potentially make this possible? Now, that's not what I'm saying. When I was in that King's Chamber, there wasn't just me. There was portals opening on the walls. The amount of beings that came into that space was unreal. Absolutely unreal. You could hear them walking around, you could hear the footsteps, you could see their faces, their eyes. There were beings in there that I've never even met before. Okay, that I've never even seen of or heard of before. And obviously I had to work really fast and make sure that everything was in place. My team was there working, making sure that the wrong type of beings couldn't enter that space, because many of them tried. Many of them tried to interfere with the work that we were doing, but we had so much support, from beings within our earthly environment, beings from other dimensional spaces. They all came into that King's Chamber and surrounded the King's Chamber so this work could be done. And I couldn't have done this without you and the support of all of our sisters and brothers on planet Earth. This was a planetary effort. This was so huge, it was unbelievable. And all of those light workers and all of those grid workers and all of you beautiful souls out there that have been working tirelessly for days, months, weeks, years, working on the Ascension process and the grids and the architecture of the planet to stream everything and put all of the jigsaw puzzles into place to make this happen on that particular day. I thank all of you from all of my heart. Okay, this was a huge human effort, okay? And I feel blessed that I was able to witness it firsthand and be a part of this process with every other human being, light worker, grid worker, whatever you want to call yourself on this planet, okay? My love, my heart goes out to you all. It's time for us to keep going, keep working, and ride this wave, this vibrational wave, this light and sound wave, okay? The codes that are streaming in right now are unreal. And we've only just started our Ascension tour. We've got so much more work to do. But this is the foundation, the groundwork. It's absolutely impeccable, in alignment and beautiful. And I love you all from all of me. So wherever you are on this planet, go out and love your sisters and your brothers. Hug them tightly and never, ever, ever be the first to let go. I love you, beautiful soul, and I'll see you real soon. One love, one heart, one human family. Peace out, beautiful soul.